Hi, welcome back to another fun workout with your fitness coach, Sarah. So today I will be guiding you through a Pilates sequence. So if you're new to Pilates, welcome. And if you are an experienced Pilates practitioner, welcome back. So come to a nice sitting down position and make your way all the way down to the floor, laying on your back. And you can just extend your legs and your arms by your side for a minute. Just take a couple deep breaths here. Just take a moment to arrive on your mat. So noticing what parts of your body are connected to the floor. So you'll notice your head is touching the ground, the back of your head, and then around your shoulder blades, your upper back, your middle back, and there's a little space, and then you have your lower back and your sit bones, the back of your legs, your heels. Just aware of each little body part that's touching the ground. Then take a deep breath in, and then open your mouth and let it go. And now zip up your lips and inhale through the nose. And then exhale through the nose. And do a couple deep breaths. Just like that. See if with each inhale you can lift your rib cage up and out on each side. So feel like your rib cage is opening like two butterfly wings. Inhale, let the rib cage expand. And then exhale, let it contract in. And just kind of feeling that movement, that opening of your ribs. Let's go for 3 more breaths, just like that. And just starting to settle down from the day. And last breath in. And let it out nice and slow. And then just go ahead and point your toes and flex your feet. Do that a couple times. Point and flex. Make circles with your feet in one direction. Roll the ankles. And go in the other direction. And take your hands, rub them together a few times. Create a little heat with your palms. And then take your hands right on top of your eyes. And just allow your eyes to soften for a second. Relaxing your eyelids. And softening around the face. And then gently take your hands away from your face, bring them down by your sides. Bend your knees, bring your feet flat to the floor. And I want you to imagine you have a little marshmallow resting right behind your lower back, and you want to create a little space for that marshmallow. So start to arch your back so you can fit a marshmallow underneath there. And now you're going to gently start to squish the marshmallow, tucking your pelvis under, lifting your hips up. And just do a couple of that. Arch your back, make some space for the marshmallow, and then gently push your back down into the mat so you can roll the pelvis. And just do a couple of those gentle rocks forward and back. So if you were to imagine your belly is a clock, you're just rotating between the 12 and the 6. And then meet me somewhere in between the 2, and then start to lift and curl your hips up. So you'll come into that 6 o'clock, and then keep rolling all the way up, sending your hips up, come into a bridge. Once you get there, take a deep breath, widen across your collarbones, and then slowly curl down bone by bone by bone. So starting like a wave, letting your upper back come down, and then your middle back. And if you can take your time, really resist. The last thing to come down is your lower back. Good. And let's do that again. Come into that little tuck, bringing your hips up to that 6, and then curling all the way up. Send your knees over your toes. Take a breath here. And then curl down as slow as you can. So feel each bone, each notch of your spinal cord touch the ground. Like a string of pearls. Good. Create space for that marshmallow. Gently push the marshmallow down. Peel yourself back into that bridge. Deep breath here. Make sure you have some space in between your chin and your chest as you roll down. And let's do 2 more on your own. Make it feel enjoyable. Good. Make whoever is in the room want to do this with you. So really start to loosen the bones of your body. Make some space. Last one. Hold in the bridge. Float your right knee into tabletop and just hold it there. And then you're going to place your right foot down and then back up. So it's like a little march in place, but just on the right side. So drop your right foot down and up, down and up. Let's go for 2 more. Last one. Place the foot down gingerly and then switch sides. Float the left knee into tabletop. Gently tap the foot on the floor and lift. Couple more. Notice as you're doing this little march in place, if your hips are starting to wiggle. And if they are, maybe you reduce the range of motion and maybe you won't actually touch the floor with your foot. That's okay. I want you to really keep your hips still, your pelvis still. Go for 2 more. Yep, you can take your hands on your hip bones to see if they're moving. And then place that foot down, roll your hips down, take a rest. Good. Take your hands on your shins and just make circles with your knees in one direction and the other direction. Good. Bring your feet back down to the floor, bend your knees, curl yourself back up into that bridge, hold bridge. Now float your right knee into tabletop, place it down, float your left knee into tabletop, place it down. Now we're gonna go for a little march in place for 8, 7, 6. Just keep going, a few more on your own. Try not to let your hips move. So we're isolating the movement only in our hips. So the upper back, the torso is still and quiet. Just the legs move. Good. 1 more. And rest. Good. Take your hands on your knees and give yourself a couple more circles. So it's like you're opening a book. And then take the circles in the other way. Good. Bring your feet back to the floor. Bend your knees. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Elbows nice and wide. Inhale here. Exhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the ground and just look towards your knees. Hold here. Now curl the spine like it's a candy cane. Float your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Grab the back of your legs and lift up even more. Hold. Really round the spine. Round, round, round. Good. Float your hands back up. Interlace them behind your head and then curl the spine back down, rolling back slowly. Take a breath here. And exhale, come back up. Lift your head up. Float your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Grab the back of your thighs. Lift up even more. Hold. Bring your hands up. Interlace your fingers behind your head and roll back down bone by bone by bone. Good. Go for 2 more. So really think about curling and rounding the spine as much as you can. When you grab the back of your thighs, lift up even more and hold. Good. Just take that little pause when you get to the top, coming back down really slow, elegantly, and one more. Good. And rest. Float your knees back into tabletop. So your knees go right over your hips, 90-90. Grab the backs of your thighs. Exhale, pull your feet away from you and come all the way to sit. Once you sit, get real tall. Lift your head like you have a little birthday hat on. And now you're going to round the lower back and try to resist the way down, peeling your back onto the floor. Let your feet be the last thing to lift. And then come back to that starting position. And here we go again. Inhale. Exhale, pull your feet away, sit all the way up, sitting tall and elegant. Axial elongation all the way from the top of your head down towards your tailbone, and then curl the back, rounding back, rolling back slowly. Let your feet be the last to lift. Good. Let's just do one more. Here we go. Show me a beautiful roll up. Sit tall. Taller, tallest, and then round back, roll back slowly, resisting on your way down, and rest. Good. Extend your legs all the way to the floor. Take your arms above your head. Deep breath here. Exhale, bring your hands up to the ceiling. Look towards your toes. Sit all the way up and get a little stretch. Good. Sitting up tall, lengthening the spine, and then rolling down. Like you have glue on your back and you want to gently glue your back onto the floor. Good. Take a breath here. Try to do this next one with your feet staying grounded. So I'm going to move back so you can see my feet. Inhale. Exhale, float your fingertips up. Roll up. Reach and touch your toes. Good. Sit tall. Roll back. Easy and slow. Take a breath here. And last one. Deep breath. Exhale through your mouth. Sit up, reach and touch your toes. And then sit tall. Take your arms down in front. Open your feet about hip distance apart or a little wider, so to the corners of your mat. Take your arms, let me move my mat a little bit. Take your arms out to the side like the letter T, and then start to rotate your eyes, just your eyes to the right, and then center, and then your eyes to the left, and center. Good. Now rotate your eyes to the right, and then start to rotate your arms to the right. Look at your hand behind you. Sit tall. Come back to the center, nice and slow, and then twist your eyes to the left. Twist your arms to the left. Look at your hand behind you. Come back to the center. Good. Twist your eyes to the right. Twist your arm to the right. Now take your left hand and tap your right foot. Drop your ear toward your shoulder and look at your hand behind you. Hold. Sit tall. Come back to center. Look to the left, twist to the left, take your right hand, tap your left foot, drop your ear down towards your shoulder, and look at your hand behind you. And then sit tall, unwind, come back to neutral, and then one more on each side. Take your time. See if you can tap your pinky toe with your hand. And second side. And perfect. Grab your knees, roll back bone by bone by bone, and come back to that tabletop position. Knees 90-90, right in line with your hip bones. palms towards the mat. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Come into that chest lift again. And now just hover your hands slightly off the floor. We're coming into the hundreds. So you're going to start to push your hands down towards the floor like you were just slapping water. Hands on the water. And you're going to inhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then exhale through your mouth for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So together, inhale. Now exhale through the mouth. Good. Extend your right leg. Keep going. Inhale. And exhale. Extend your left leg. Inhale. And exhale. Keep curling. Extend both legs. Yes, you can. Inhale. And exhale. You can always go back to the knees bent if you need to. Keep going though. Inhale if you can. Extend your legs. Exhale. We've got 2 more. Inhale. Keep curling. Exhale. 1 more. Last one. And rest. Good. Bend your knees. Rock side to side. A little leg love. And then keep holding your right knee with both hands and extend your left leg all the way long towards the floor, but just allow it to hover so it's not actually touching the mat. It's slightly elevated. Come into your chest lift. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Pull your knee to meet your chest and your chest to meet your knee. Hold for 1, 2, and then switch. Hold for 1, 2, and switch. Keep switching. Breathe in. Breathe out. Give me 4 more. Nice and slow. Keep coming into that nice little C curve of your spine. Go for 2 more. And rest. Good. Bring your knees to the right. Bring your knees to the left. Let your knees fall open to one side. And then to the other. Good. Now we're going to progress that. So you're going to take your arms out by your side. So they're like in a V position. Take your knees back into tabletop. And I want you to pretend like you have 2 big rocks resting on your shoulders. So you're going to keep your shoulders down on the mat. Just bring your knees to the right, just to where you can keep that left shoulder down on the floor and then come back to the center. Bring your knees to the left, keep your right shoulder down, and then come back to the center. Good, now continue on with this journey. A few more. And kind of explore with how far you can drop your legs while keeping both shoulders on the mat. Good. And now we can add a little choreography. So the next time you bring your knees to the right, extend your top leg, bend both knees, come back to the center. Take your knees to the other side, extend your top leg, bend your knees, come back to the center. Good. Take your knees to the right. Now extend both legs. Bend your knees, come to center. Bring your knees to the other side, extend both legs. Bend your knees, come back to the center. Go for 1 more. Yes. Nice, long, lean legs. And plant your feet to the floor and take a rest. Bring your knees to the right and knees to the left. Good, how are we doing? Extend your legs all the way long. Again, arms by your side. Float your right leg up towards the ceiling. And now trace a little baby hula hoop on the ceiling with your toe. And notice if you're hearing any cracking in your hips. If that's happening, maybe make that circle a little smaller. Just be mindful of our body. And then take that circle and bring it the other direction. Keep your leg up. Walk your hands up your leg like you're climbing a tree. Lift your head, neck, and shoulder up. Hover your left leg off the ground. And now let's go for some scissor switches. So switch for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and rest. Good. Float your left leg up. Trace a big circle out and around 8 times. And notice the difference in your right hip and your left hip. So maybe one has a little more space in it than the other. Just tuning into how that feels inside your body. And go the other way. So we start to become little explorers of our body. We start to learn everything about how our body works, what's going on inside as we move. So just feeling into that stretch inside your leg. Keep your leg up there. Walk your hands up your leg like you're walking on a rope. Hands come up by your ankle to hover your right leg off the floor and go for some switches. Switch for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and rest. Good. Drop your knees to the right and to the left. Flip on over. Let's lay on our belly for some prone extension. So just stack your hands first and bring your head to your hands and just rest for a second on your belly. Notice it feels a little different here than it does on your back. So just tuning into that for a second. And then take your hands next to your chest. Elbows nice and bent, so like little grasshopper elbows. Look at the floor and just hover your nose slightly off the mat. And then start to lift your gaze and look towards the front of your mat. Keep looking there, press into your hands, and start to lift your chest up. But keep coming up just till your lowest ribs are touching the mat. From there, drop your shoulders away from your ears. And then start to roll back down, bone by bone by bone, allowing your gaze to look down last. And again, inhale here. And then as you exhale, start to look forward, lift your chest up, just come to your lowest rib cage so you're really getting that nice C curve in your spine, and then rolling back down as slow as you can. And let's just go for one more. Little easy prone press up. Feeling that breastbone getting a little longer and more lengthened. Good. Now, once you come back down, take your hands and just scooch them back a couple inches towards your feet. Press into your hands. You're going to come back into that prone press up and then keep going all the way until your arms are extended. Now, you're going to be resting on the front of your thighs. Good. Relax your shoulders away from your ears, long neck, and then roll down. Starting with the pubis bone, and then your belly, and then your chest, and then your head last. Good. And again, look towards the front of the mat. Slowly start to peel your chest up. Come all the way up. Good. And then rolling all the way back down. Super slow. And we're going to just do one more. And now once you get up to the top, just stay here. Swan 2, we're going to come into a little gentle rock. You're going to lift your hands and your feet off the mat for a second. So just watch me. You're going to roll forward, hands and feet hover, and then come right back into the swan. So let's go for that together. Here we go. Rock down, press up 1. Rock down, press up 2. Go for 2 more on your own. And rest, child's pose. Push your hips back, widen across the lower back. Take a deep breath. And a couple of deep, refreshing breaths here. Just widen across the sacrum. Hips are back toward your heels, head is resting. And then come on to the side. We're going to do some side kicks. So just lay down on one elbow and check to make sure that your shoulder is pushing down. So it's not elevated. You're not resting on the beach, but you're active. So pushing the shoulder down away from your ear. Stack your feet one on top of the other. Make sure your hip bone is in line with your heels. And then just start to lift the top leg up and down. Now hold at the top and make a little circle in one direction. And reverse, go the other way. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take your foot forward, flex your foot so I can see your entire foot, and then bring your leg back behind you, point your toe. So again, swing your leg forward, flex the foot, swing the leg back, point your toe, and now add the arm. So as you bring your leg forward, reach your arm back like a twist. And then when you bring your leg back, reach your arm forward. So beautiful. Yes, like you're swimming in the water. Good, and breathe with that. Let's go for 2 more. 1 more. Very good. And now bend your knees, stack your feet, and just lift your feet up and down, and then lift your knees up and down, and then bring your feet apart and close, and lift your knees out and in. So a little bit of mind work, right? So we're gonna lift our feet, but keep our knees down. And now opposite, knees up, drop that down. And now just lift your top leg up, but keep your knees together. And now open your legs like 2 pages of a book. Good, and just 1 more set. Feet up, feet down, knees up, knees down. Top leg opens and close, knee opens and close. Good, now extend your legs long. Press down into that front hand, lift your hips up, and if you can, lift your top arm up, and if you really can, give me that shooting star. Lift your top leg for 3, for 2, and 1, rest. Good. Come down and switch sides. So second side, lay on your other elbow, stack your bones. So relax the shoulder away from your ear, and just start with that top leg lift, go up and down. Make sure your hips are pointing forward. That top hip is not rolling back. Keep it rolling forward. Good. And last one, I'll make a little circle in one direction for 8. And reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your top leg forward, flex the foot, bring it back behind you, and point the toe. And again, flex and point. Go ahead and add the arm whenever you want. The arm moves in the opposite direction of the leg. Go for 2 more. 1 more. Good. Stack your knees, bring your feet together. Now just lift your feet up and then lower them down. Lift just your knees up and lower it down. Now lift your top leg out and up and down, and then your top knee out, up and down. Good, and back to the start 1 more time. Feet down, knees down, top leg open, close, top knee open, close. Good, extend your legs long, just a little brain work. Press down into that front hand, so the hand that's on the mat, press down, lift your hips up. Now you can stay here, or maybe try to lift your top arm up, and if you can, lift your top leg up and hold for 3, shooting star, 2 and 1 and rest. Good. Come to sit up in a little Z-sit position. So bring your left knee forward and your right knee back. Sit into a nice little mermaid pose. Take your arms out to the side. Sit up nice and tall, neutral spine. And then take your left hand down. Reach your right arm up and over your head. Paint a rainbow with that hand. And then gingerly push into that bottom hand and counter stretch over to the other side. Good. And feel like you're like a little yo-yo, springing from one side to the other. See if you can create space between each bone of the rib cage, like adding some air between each bone there. Let's go for one more on each side. Pretend like your rib cage is like a fan that you're opening. Beautiful. And last one, hold here. Take that top arm and just thread it under and behind you, hold. Come back to that capital C position. Paint that rainbow above your head and then switch sides. Good. So bring the other leg forward and the other knee back. Sit up tall, that nice Z-sit position. Drop your right hand down, take your left arm up and over. Paint a big rainbow. Deep breath in, push off that hand, spring over to the other side. And do this little seesaw with your body, opening the rib cage. Let's go for 2 more. And last one, hold here. Take that top arm, thread the needle, bring it under and through. Check out the wall behind you. Come back to that capital C. Push yourself up. And then meet me on all fours. Come onto your hands and your knees for a little quadruped. So you're going to be on your hands and your knees. And just do a couple cat-cows here. Drop your hips and round your hips a couple times. Loosening the lower back, the lumbar spine. And then find halfway in between those. Extend your right arm forward. And then just glide it back in. Extend your left leg back. And glide it in. Extend your right arm forward, hold. Extend your left leg back, hold. And now float both arm and leg up. And now pulse that back leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, place the hand down, and switch sides. Extend your left arm forward, and then glide it back. Extend your right leg back, and glide it in. Now extend your left arm forward, hold. Extend your right leg back, hold. Float both arm and leg up. Give me those pulses with your leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place the knee down. Open your knees wide. Take a child's pose and rest. Come back to all fours. One more. So we're going to add on. Shift the weight to your right side. Shift the weight to your left. So just do a little transfer of the weight. We're going to keep both hands and knees on the ground to start. And now bring all the weight to your left. Start to glide your right leg back. Reach your right arm forward and see if you can bring the same arm and the same leg up. Hold. Place the hand down, place the knee down, shift the weight to the right, extend your left arm forward, extend your left leg back, lift up when you're ready, hold. Good. Place it down and take a rest. One side is definitely a little easier for me than the other. I wonder how it went with you. Come onto your back again. Got one more to do here, and then we stand up. So we're gonna roll like a little ball. So you're gonna sit up and tuck your knees into your chest, clasp your hands one on top of the other, and now float your feet off the floor. And now we're gonna roll back, and we're gonna roll up, and try to pause at the top with your feet hovering. Let's go for 4 more. Roll back and roll up and hold. Try to slow down the speed when you come up. Good. That's it. 1 more. Perfect. Bring your feet to the floor. Now take your arms underneath your legs, grab the tops of your ankles, and then hover your feet off the floor. So you're in this kind of butterfly position with your feet hovering. Now we're gonna do a little seal. So you're gonna start by clapping your feet together in the front 3 times. So we're gonna clap 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna roll back and do the same thing. Roll back, 1, 2, 3. Roll up, 1, 2, 3. Yes, it's fast. And it gets some giggles in the class, so that's okay. Let's giggle together. Roll back, go 1, 2, 3. Sit up, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, go again. Roll back, 1, 2, 3. Roll up, 1, 2, 3. That's it. Go for 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Yes, good job. All right, come up to stand. That one's always a fun one to end the class with. Meet me standing up, and just bend your right knee, clasp behind the kneecap, and just extend and bend the leg 3 times. Keep the leg extending. Take your hands by your side. See if you can balance on one leg. Good. Bend your left knee and stand. 2 more. Just testing your balance a little bit. Good. Bend the knee. Place the foot down. Take a breath. Shift the weight to the other foot. Bend your left knee. Clasp behind the kneecap. Extend and bend the leg 3 times. Keeping it extended, take your hands by your sides. Balance on one foot, and then if you can, bend and straighten that standing leg 3 times. Great. Bend the knee, place the foot down, take a breath, breathe in, and out. Good. Now open your feet about hip distance apart, shift the weight to your toes, shift the weight to your heels. So keeping your feet flat, I'm not lifting my heels, I'm just shifting the weight forward and back. Let's do 1 more like that. Forward, back. Now bring the weight forward to the balls of your feet. Tuck your chin in. Start to roll the spine, starting with your head, and then your chest, and then your pelvis. Roll all the way down, hands towards the floor, breathe in. And now you're going to uncurl your spine, starting with the sacrum, the lower back, then the middle back, the upper back. The head lifts last. Roll your shoulders up and back, and let's go again. Tuck your chin in. Let your head and neck be heavy. Start to roll down slowly, gliding forward. Take a breath in. Uncurl slow as you can, like you're stacking books on a bookshelf. So 1 book on top of the other, on top of the other, until your head lifts. Yes, roll your shoulders up and back, and just go for 1 more. Good, amazing. Reach your right arm up and over to the side. Nice diagonal line. And left arm up and over to the side. Reach and do 1 more on each side. Good. Reach your arms up, feeling all the bones of your body getting a little longer. Take your hands to your heart. And we're all done. Thank you for taking the time to listen to your body and to slow down today with a little Pilates flow. I hope you had a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.